I like the Strand by Union Square. It's like a really nice bookstore.
Hmm.
Got all of these different zones. I don't come back to it too often, but every time somebody visits New York, I'm like, skip all the touristy stuff. Let's go to. Well, the Strand is kind of a touristy bookshop, but it's nice to just visit a bookstore in each neighborhood to see. Even the shelf display changes, right? Like even the choice of books on the tables changes. There's Green Light in Fort Greene. There's Books Are Magic. It's the name of a store in Cobble Hill,
Hmm.
and that also happens to be like one of my favorite stores. Curiously, I walk in and I don't really buy anything. I just look at the cover and like I'll order it online,
I know. I feel so
which
bad,
is
but
evil on my part because I should support small local business. But
I know, and I completely, know where that's coming from. And I honestly do, be more conscious. I'm more conscious about setting aside a budget to actually buy, books from a physical, like bookstore that is actually independently run. And I think it's so important to support those stores. And yeah, because it's it's just the intimacy of having a conversation with the bookseller about why they would recommend a particular book and what you are thinking, right? I think you're not just paying for the book, but you're paying for the experience of being among so many books, which I don't think the digital space would be able to give you in the same measure, right?
I know, I think your brain starts working in a whole different way because when you see all those titles and ideas in one space, it kind of gives you, coming a little bit to how I fell into my current profession too. It gives you a sense of the zeitgeist. It gives you a sense of what people are thinking about or feeling in the current moment. If you see the self-help section, like very padded up with lots of displays, and you take a closer look at the titles, and they're all about, because I think How Not to Give a Fuck, was that the name of the book? um, when that started trending and it was on every bookshelf in the self-help section, you really start to wonder about what the prevailing sentiment is towards harboring healthy relationships with other people. I think at one point How Not to Give a Fuck would not have been the motto.
Yeah,
It would have been How to Give a Fuck. But
yeah.
I think walking into bookstores like that and then reading specific like staff recommendations. I think Books of Magic does a great job. They all have handwritten notes next to each book about like coming from specific employees. They have a newsletter as well to send it to you like after the fact because they change them every month. And I'm sure every bookstore does this, but the way they do it, it's very sweet and personal, and you feel like you're a part of this universe. So um, and like the books that they put up or the books that they arrange, I'm sure some of it is strategic because they want to either they've been like paid by the publisher to prop it up or like highlight certain titles, but it always does give you a sense for uh, the zeitgeist, what people are thinking